Join me as your host, Rodrick Swift, every Wednesday, Musicians Matters podcast, live right here at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Positive Power, 21 Christian Media, LLC. Let's go!
We have an awesome show for you tonight. It's going to be a show that you can't even forget. Far as the Musicians Scholarship Gala, you can purchase your tickets on eventbrite.com. Musicians Matters First Annual Scholarship Gala. First Annual Scholarship Gala. And then you can purchase them at eventbrite.com as we speak right now. But I would like to welcome my guest, Stan Calvin. Let's welcome Stan Calvin. What's going on, bro?
Hey, brother. My name is Stan Calvin. It's actually, my name is Cal Styles. Everybody calls me Cal Styles.
God bless you. How you doing?
My real name is Nathaniel Calloway III, and I'm doing well, brother. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, man. God bless you. God bless you. It's a very interesting, I thought I had you on the podcast, but you made it interesting to me that I didn't. So now it's a pleasure having you on Musicians Matters podcast, brother.
Thank you, brother.
How's how's your day going on today?
My day's going good. Just handling a bunch of intel, phone calls and all that good stuff.
Yes, sir.
It's a good day today. It's not too hot.
Yes, it was mighty hot out there myself. I was out there handling those kids cross guarding. So I do that every day as a community aspect. It's not really making anything, but you're reaching every time you talk to those kids, you pouring into those kids. So I love that. That's the good part about that.
That's really good. Yeah, I got an uncle who does it as well. He seems to
awesome.
like it.
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 7 years now, my brother.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So tell the world about yourself.
Like I said, my name is Cal Styles. Everybody calls me Cal. I'm originally from the Bay Area, Oakland, California, by way of Stockton, California, and Richmond, California. Between those areas, that's kind of where I got all my roots and got all my skill. Got everything. That's where most of my family is from. Both sides, my parents. We deep stem from the down south, Arkansas, Louisiana area, Texas. We stem from down there, but we got a good chapter out there in the Bay Area. So I come from there. Raised by the church raised, church musician. Came up under my father, Nathaniel Calloway Jr. And he's a good man. He's still around. He lives in Stockton, California. He's a good guy, man. He's a musician, and I learned most of my stuff from him. Learned all the basics from him. Played out there a lot. Played out in multiple small bands. And I moved out here to Las Vegas. I want to say in 2005, something like that. Around that time, I wasn't even really playing the drums. I wasn't even picking up those sticks at that time. I had kind of put them down for a second, and basically just started doing a lot of studio work, a lot of Pro Tools work, a lot of mixing, a lot of production, a lot of beat production. I was getting into that technical end of it when I first came out here. So wasn't really playing any drums until about, I want to say maybe about 2014, something like that. And, yeah, that's when I went to the Funk Jam. There's a there's a music. It's kind of like a music jam out here. It's called the Funk Jam. They host it maybe once a month. Before they were doing it every week. A brother named AJ. AJ, he's a bass player out here, and yeah, we kind of I just kind of got my roots, out here, going through there, and yeah, just a network city where Funk Jam was, and then just kind of doing that. I wasn't even playing in the church like that, and yeah, just started playing around town, and one person led to the next. It was a small town, and yeah, I just started doing different shows, doing different shows in the Strip, and different performances. It kind of just grew from there. So yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride, ups and downs. Been some ups and downs, but looks like we're on an upswing of things. But that's probably the condensed version of how I got from the Bay Area to out here.
Yeah, you're right. It's a totally different atmosphere from the Bay Area to out here, because out here is just dry heat, and then over there you can get some coolness over there, right?
Yeah, it's different. I would say the music scene is different from out comparative from here there. I'll say out here is a little more opportunity than California. California, I would say the opportunity out there for musicians is a little dry. Business period. Right. Business period in California is really shaky out there. So it's a lot of guys leaving California, they're coming out here, and Nashville. They're going to Nashville, Austin. They're going to Austin. I see some guys going to Austin. They're kind of just spreading it out, just to kind of change the scenery from California. So it's really cutthroat out there, man. It's pretty dried up.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I would just like to give you honor where honor is due. When I was not able to make it to a session, you stepped in for me, and I really appreciate that, little bro.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's wherever I can help, man.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, as far as of those churches, I like to make sure, even if I'm not there, I at least have somebody that I know that I can depend on, that knows what they're doing and how to do it, and not give the situation or the scene a bad effect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's definitely good to have trusted guys in the game, man. I learned that most drummers and musicians, especially drummers, they don't like each other.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
That.
Right.
Yeah, I learned that it's good to have allies. You gotta have allies in the game, man. You gotta have friends, man. You gotta have friends. Down to from the best, craziest, most chopped professional, to the amateur guy, that's the beginner who's just playing in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have friends. You gotta have friends in this game. It goes far.
You're right.
So
right.
Yeah.
Are you playing anywhere this week?
This week, I got a lot of church activity. Let's see, this week. Let's see, this Friday, I will be at Blue Martini this Friday.
Okay.
What is this? 6:30 to 9:30.
Okay, let the world know what that address.
I don't know the address to Blue Martini, man. Blue Martini, Las Vegas, down on town square, 6:30 to 9:30.
Yes,
Come on
sir.
through, man. We in there having a good session. We usually do things over there really smooth. I'm a regular over at. I play over at a spot called the Olive Mediterranean. That is located in Henderson, Nevada. I don't know the address to that, nor the phone number, but check me out on Facebook or check me out on Instagram, and you can get some more information there. And then Sunday, we got Sunday. I'm at True Love Missionary Baptist Church, which is over there on the west side, and Legendary Church. They've been over there forever.
Yes, sir. Shouts out to True Love. I love True Love. They got some dynamic musicians. Speaking of that, you being one of them.
Yeah. We're doing some auditioning. We pretty much auditioned for stuff now. We got some guys that are starting to come in, and we're kind of doing a little bit of rebuilding over there. But it looks like we're looking good, man. It's really looking good over there. We're sounding good, man. We got a sister named there, J. Shell Tolbert, who we got in to kind of direct the choir.
Okay.
And yeah, she's doing a great job. I'm over there with RJ on keys, RJ from Boys to Men on keys. Love him. And we got Will Shively on bass. He's from Boys to Men as well.
Wow.
And then I got myself. And then we're looking for an organ player over there. Somebody that's pretty solid. So we're auditioning right now this month for an organ player.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Spirit will lead somebody trusted towards our direction.
Yes, sir. I would definitely be praying for that situation with you and for True Love.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had any scars that was open and you never wanted to open it again, bro?
You said scars?
Say, for instance, what I mean by that, people saying bad things about you that you did not want it to happen, but it happened, and how did you handle it?
Oh, well, I mean, it's always something, you can't, well, one of my sayings I always go by, man, is, you can't even Jesus couldn't make everybody happy.
Yes, sir.
Even Martin Luther King couldn't make everybody happy. Even Malcolm X couldn't make everybody happy. So the moral behind that is that maybe you aren't going to make everybody happy either. So
yes, sir.
My dad always taught me, he said, Doc, birds of a feather flock together. So I think it's best as you just find your flock, because somebody's gonna find some reason to be mad at you. They're gonna find some reason to be disrespected by anything you say. Some people's spirit is just so bad or just so unbalanced that they're using you as a proxy for them to be mad, and you didn't even do anything.
You didn't do nothing.
You didn't do nothing to them, man. You probably they wasn't even on your mind, and you just have all this real estate in their head, for no apparent reason. So,
wow.
I think it's best to just, you're not gonna make everybody happy, man. You're not gonna make everybody happy, whatever you do. So the best thing to do is just try to be as honorable as you can. Have your morals, have your principles, and have your family in order. Have your family in order. Make sure you trust your family. Everything starts at home, because the outside is going to attack you, and they're going to paint you as the devil, and they can't even spell the word. I've had people say something, that wasn't factual, but you just got to kind of deal with that spirit as it comes. The truth you ain't got to defend the truth. The truth defends itself.
You're right.
You don't got to defend the truth. It'll defend itself. So live as truthfully as you possibly can, and I think you'll surround yourself around that type of energy, truthful energy.
That's awesome. Yeah, this does. So what does the word friendship mean to you, even though people take it lightly?
Say friendship. I would say friendship is a lot. You need friends. You gotta have friends. You gotta have allies. You gotta have family. Because Cain killed Abel.
Yeah.
So, that was your brother. Just imagine what your cousin would do to you.
Exactly.
Just imagine what your so-called friend would do to you. So you got layers. You got layers before you even get up to friendship. You know what I mean? So it's like,
my goodness.
We gotta figure out what's the criteria for being a friend. What is a true friend, and who's just a ally? Who's just an ally? Who's a friend? Who's a foe? What is a real friend? Or are we just acquaintances? Because ain't nothing wrong with being acquaintances either. But don't just call me your friend and you don't know when my birthday is. You ain't never help me to do nothing. You don't never call me on a regular basis. You don't never you don't know none of my family. You don't know none of my people. They don't know you, but you calling me your friend? No, we're not friends. We just cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're just acquaintances. Now we could build a friendship, but that takes time.
Yes, it does.
It takes trust. Trust. Friendship comes with trust. You gotta develop trust, and trust comes. Somebody heard somebody say a quote. Trust takes. It takes a long time to build.
Mm-hmm.
It takes seconds to destroy.
Yes, you're right.
And it takes a lifetime to restore.
You sound like you preaching over there, bro.
I'm just saying, man, you gotta have principles, and if you're gonna be a friend, you gotta be one and have principles. Don't just go off of feelings. You know what I mean? Don't just go off of feelings and don't live off of feelings. Don't live off of feelings. Live. If you're gonna be a friend, be a logical friend. Don't be an emotional friend. You know what I mean? So these are things that my daddy taught me a lot of this stuff, man. I'm just keeping it real. My daddy taught me a lot. My daddy and elders, elders in the community, just kind of listening to elders in the community. But my dad, he got jewels for days. I get a lot from my father. He's a good man. He's a great man.
You're right.
He's a great man.
You're right. Speaking of that, shouts out to Elder McCurdy and Elder Bishop Murray. They spoke into my life when I was a kid. As a musician, coming up, I played, for the state choir, for the community, and they was one of the ones that kept me going. Sometimes you feel like you're not doing the right thing, but they're the one that told me, you are doing the right thing. Keep it up. So, as administrative McCurdy and Bishop Murray, I really thank you guys for speaking up into my life, and I thank my uncle, administrative assistant, Gerald Mason, for speaking up into my life. He was my godfather. I went through a lot of situations. People don't know that I didn't have a mother as I was growing up. I had to either stay with my grandmother or either stay with my auntie and uncles. And my uncle Gerald J. Mason was the first house that I had to go to. And I thank him for just, speaking into my life as a kid and as I am right now. He, was one of the ones that, helped me be one of the men that I am right now. Speaking of that, and I thank my father, because if it wasn't my father, I wouldn't be in this world right today. Mm-hmm. Yes, and people don't know that my mother, I was born May 5th, but my mother died in July, 2 months after I was born. So that's how I was raised, and I'm thankful that I'm able to say that I was raised as a man that was a true believer of God. That's basically what I'm saying. And I'm thankful that I wasn't out there in the world, because I could have been in the world and been out there on the streets and do not know what to do. And people are, there's people that's out there that's judging you right now as we speak, judging me as I speak. But we got to prove them wrong. Am I saying it right, bro?
Yeah, I agree, man. You gotta, you gotta stay 10 toes down, man. Especially, if you've had some type of background, you've had some type of masculine influence in your life.
Mm-hmm.
We need that more than ever right now. It's a lot of fatherlessness. Broken homes going on right now, which is probably the big problems I'm having with the churches. When I came up in the church,
yes, sir.
It was grown men in the church. It was men. It was men that you did not test. You didn't even think about testing these guys.
Right.
That would be suicide. Trying to test these brothers, but these brothers, they're not in the church like that no more.
Not no more. No more.
Most of the men now, or a lot of the men now, they came up in church and they was raised by their grandmama.
Yes.
They wasn't going to church with both parents. They was going to church with their grandmother. You know what I mean? So, the masculinity and the assertiveness in the church is kind of missing right now. It's really missing right now. It's really gynocentric in there. It's really ran mostly by women in the church. And I don't even think these women really want to be doing all that like that. I've talked to a few of them. They don't want to do it. They're doing it because they're there.
Right, exactly.
They do it because they've been in the church for so long, and somebody got to do it. But the men ain't there no more, so they got to do it. We got to get back to that. We got to get these men back in church. We got to get the older class and the younger class of men. We have to reunite them. We have to reconcile them back, because there's just I'm seeing there's a differential right now. The older boomer class men, the boomer class, the Generation X men, they're starting. If they're not already retired, they're starting to retire now.
Yes, sir.
Which is leaving us millennials kind of out there a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Out there. So there's a disconnect right now. There's just a disconnect right now, and I don't think. I think there's a failure of communication between the men. between the older generation and the younger generation. And until we have a talk, until we figure it out, I think we just gonna keep suffering. You know,
yeah, you're right.
You know, I think the problem is it's both sides. The older generation, you know, they done been through it. They feel like they done been through it. They done went through the water hoses. They done been through the dogs sicked on them. They done been through the Negro and the name change from Negro to Black and to African American to we done went through about 3 name changes since the 60s.
Yes.
So we got an identity crisis. Don't even know who we are as people. And, you know, we got this separation from the top and the bottom. You know, the men aren't talking. You know, the older generation, they feel like we went through it all and we know it all. And you young guys, y'all ain't went through nothing yet. Y'all still need to go through something, and y'all don't know nothing. But at the same respect, it's like there's new things going on today that, you know, you got to be in tune with. Most of the older generation is not in tune with what's going on today.
Yes, you're right about that.
They're out of touch. They're out of touch with what's going on in reality. And so you got smarts versus wisdom. You know, you got the young guys, they smart, but they ain't wise.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got the old guys, they wise, but they ain't smart.
Smart enough. You're right. You're right.
You see what I'm
saying?
Right. So
but you're right.
We got to bridge that gap. We got to bridge that gap as men. We got to bridge that gap, you know, and come to an understanding so that we can lead the community properly and better. You know, we got, you know, so we can, you know, have some type of standards going on. You know, in my opinion.
That's what I'm thinking. That's one thing I'm thankful for. That I'm still rooted and grounded, and I do have 2 smart gentlemen in my life. My uncle, like I was telling you earlier, Elder Mason, he's smart. He's got a lot of wisdom. People just look over, and I don't understand why, you know, that people don't look. I mean, people just look over this young man just because he's doing what he's doing. But he's making things happen. He's a pillar in this city, and he's a pillar in the United States. He's a pillar international. People don't even understand that. My father, he's been in this world for so long. He's been a barber all over this world, basically. He's been a barber all over the city. You could give him a set of clippers, and basically you tell him what you want. Like, say for instance, you say, I want a low fade. Like, I want a low fade. He's going to give you that low fade less than 5 or 10 minutes. Not because his last name is Swift, because it's because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. The youth, they see it, and some would gravitate towards it, but most aren't gravitating towards it because usually when a lot of the youth, especially the black youth, when they go home, they're not going home to no man. They're going home to a woman.
Mm-hmm.
They go
not even to the woman. They're going home to the phone or the computer.
Right. Even worse. You know, even less masculinity. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, there's no masculine presence that they going home to tell them no. You know, so like they not really like trying to emulate the brother outside. You know, they're not trying to emulate the older brothers in the community. They're not trying to. They not. I remember when I was a kid in the church, it was a line of drummers.
You're right.
You had to outplay everybody to be on them drums. You had to it was every week. It was crucial. It was crucial every week. But you don't see that line no more. There ain't no line, not unless John P. Key come to town, something like that.
Right.
You know. Doobie Powell come to town like that, you got a lot of drummers back there. But then every Sunday, most Sundays, you're not seeing that. You're not seeing that no more. They're not cultivating. The men aren't cultivating. The older generation, they're not cultivating, and they're not keeping the attention of the younger generation.
You're right.
So,
you're right.
There has to be some type of attention campaign for the youth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of brothers are tired now. A lot of brothers, they tired because they don't work their whole lives. They've been working in these companies, these blue collar, these blue collar jobs, and then once they retire, they washed up.
Mm-hmm.
You washed up. You ain't got no energy to do nothing. You ain't got no energy to look back. All you want to do is go buy a slingshot, or go buy a Benz, or go buy a toy, something like that, and then sit there and then take cruises every year.
You're right. Shout out to Dwayne Murray and Troy Murray. Like you said, a line of drummers. Those drummers was the bomb back in the days. They still can rock the music. Pastor Dwayne Murray, he's pastoring now, and he's playing bass, and he's probably playing drums, probably have his own studio right now. But shouts out to Pastor Dwayne Murray and Troy Murray. They was one of the ones that was, like you said, had the line. They was in the line with me as we was playing for the state choir. So I know exactly what you was talking about.
Yeah, that was a snake pit down there. It was a snake pit down there, boy. You had to be good. You had to be good.
You had to be definitely good.
You had to practice during the week. You had to drill during the week. Okay, you really had to go in during the week. And it was you had to outplay everybody on Sunday. You just out. If you didn't outplay, you had to go back in children's church with the kids. That's how you know you lost. They sit you back there with the kids, you can't stay up front. That's how you know you lost.
You sure did. You're right.
Every day, it would be a battle. Every day, it would be a battle. I remember practicing till my hands started bleeding.
Wow.
Hands. Only a few dudes know about that. Only a few cats know about that. Practicing and then going to wrap your hands.
Exactly.
Right back on the kick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done that.
Hands bloody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't think guys know about that too much. Probably a few guys know, but a lot of guys they're not driven like that no more. So yeah, there's got to be some type of reconciliation amongst men. To where we can start leading again. We can start leading again.
You got it.
In my opinion.
Awesome.
But yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, there's still a few guys doing it out there. Shout out to the guys that are doing it. Shout out to the guys that are still, still holding
like
it down.
Yourself.
Yeah, man, I do what I can, man. I do what I can. I can't, save everybody, but I could reach one and teach one. Reach one and teach one if I can. And that's the best we could do. Is try to reach one and teach one and just better ourselves influentially, if I'm saying that properly.
Yes, sir.
Better our
yes,
influence.
Sir.
You know what I mean? Shine brighter. Kind of like a lighthouse. You gotta be a lighthouse. Don't just be a boat. You gotta be a lighthouse to attract the boats.
Mm-hmm.
So the more we can do that, And the more we can talk, we used to have a place to talk like that in the barbershop. You can't talk like that in the barbershop no more. That was a problem.
No more.
You can't talk like that in the barbershop.
That's what I'm saying. The barbershop, that was the place I loved. Matter of fact, my father used to come and pick me up, and we would go. He would come and do my hair on Jackson and D Street, Dixon Barbershop. Shouts out to the Mr. Dixon. I miss you. Rest in peace. Rest in heaven. I love you, man, and thank you for speaking all that wisdom to me as I was sweeping the floors and taking that candy out that candy jar and filling your pop machine up, Mr. Dixon.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an institution. Barbershop was an institution, Shout out to Mac over there at Hair Unlimited. You know what I mean?
Yes, you're right about that. Yes. Mr. Clarence. Rest in heaven. I miss you, man. That was my father's next place that he went to, Mr. Clarence off of Owens, over there at Headmasters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those communication institutions. You can't do that no more like that. No more. You can't talk like that in the barbershop no more because you might offend somebody. And, you can't talk about no politics. You can't talk about nothing. You can't agree on nothing now.
Yes, sir. You're right.
So I think that's the key is just getting these kids involved, getting the youth involved, and changing the adults that we can, building the trust back between black men, older and younger. We got to build that trust again. That trust is broken.
It's very broken. Very broken.
It's broken.
Very broken. That's what I do every year. This is my 14th year, but this year, we're going to be relaxing in November. Drummers United International Music and Arts Fest. I have that every year. Drum Clinic Uncut. But we're going to have a gala instead of a drum clinic this year. So everybody gets to relax. That's going to be at the gas station recording studio. And it's going to be at 7 p.m. And it's going to be starting live. And it's going to be a dynamic experience. You're going to be having the Swift sauce. You're going to have my sauce there. I'm going to be the chef there along with Chef Ray Valdez. So we're going to be having some delicious food there. And the ticket's going to be $80. And I want everybody to come. It's going to be a dynamic session. And Drummers United Music and Arts Fest will start back next year after this session. But before we end this session or this show, my brother, let this world know something positive that they can live off of.
Let's see, something positive. I would say that you're a free-thinking person. Mm-hmm. You're a free-thinking person. Don't just go along with the crowd. Don't go along with what the next man told you. Find out the truth for yourself. Find out the truth for yourself. Build trust. Build trust with people. But verify. Verify your friends are your friends. Verify, your family, even your family. Make sure your family ain't just relatives. Make sure, talk, communicate. Don't just go into a thinking silo and where everybody's just agreeing with each other. Make sure you get all the information. Make sure you get everything that you need to make a conscious decision for whatever you're doing, and you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that. It's just all it takes is will. Will to do it. If you got the will to do it, then you can go do it. So free thinking. Be a free thinking individual. Be a free thinker. Always question things. Always question. Don't be afraid to question things. Because the truth don't gotta hide. The truth don't need defended. The truth is just there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The facts are just there. Facts don't gotta defend themselves. So if you find yourself trying to defend truth, then you're probably wasting your time in that conversation. You know what I mean? Just figure out what the truth is and then live off of that. Find out what the facts are more than the truth.
Yes, sir.
Deal with the facts, and then you can get into the layer of truth. Because everybody got their own truth. Everybody got their own truth, but what's the facts? So we all have our own brain. We all have our own mind. We all have our own heart. We're all connected to God. So you can think for yourself. Think for yourself. Even this election coming up, think for yourself. Don't think what the next man said. Think for yourself. Think what you need. Think what your family needs. What do you need, and what does your family need? What do your kids need? What do you need, not want? So I think we have autonomy. We're great people. We could do that, and we just got to have the will to do it. You know what I mean?
Amen. I would like to thank you for being on our show for today. It was an awesome discussion. And that you are always welcome on this show anytime. So we're talking about over 150 countries has been listening to us as we were speaking live at this time. And I would like to thank our underwriter, Jerry Royce, live, Positive Power on Christian Media, LLC, for providing this airwave or this platform for us. I would like to thank my friend Tyler Gaston, the GOAT, always for being there. And it says, dignity had always gotten us through. It was a choice, not always the easy one. But the people I respected the most in life made again and again and every single day. Michelle Obama, God bless. Signing out.
Join me as your host, Rodrick Swift, every Wednesday, Musicians Matters Podcast, live right here at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Positive Power, 21 Christian Media, LLC. Let's go!
You're listening to Jerusalem Worldwide Podcast.